Hi, guy. They will be here. You know they'll be here. See, Nikki, I called that one nicely, eh? I totally called that nicely. Just out of the blue, off the top of my head, called it just perfectly. Hello, Jess M. Welcome to our channel. And sweet to see, what does she say here? Sweet to see Ivan with you guys. He's an amazing channel for sure. Yes, he prefers the Channel 4, everyone. Channel 4 is Ivan's favorite channel. I don't know. But glad to be here. If you're new here, hi, Golden Lie. And Jan Yannick playing Spaced Out Radio in the chat room tonight. So don't get confused with me. Anyways, Dry Toast, the best name on YouTube right there. If you're new to the channel, we do take commercial breaks. This is a live radio show. You will see the behind-the-scenes stuff of what we do and talk about during the breaks. Great way to support us is by hitting that subscribe button if you do not mind. And the Super Chat is open for people who wish to use the Super Chat. Hello, gorgeous Steph Dickey. Thanks for coming on in. And Golden Lee A, nice to see you. Richard Elmore, Ed Clater, thank you. Here we go. From the mountains of central British Columbia to you listening around the world, this, my friends, is Spaced Out Radio. I am your host, Dave Scott, sitting in the captain's chair of SOR headquarters. We welcome you to tonight's show on our terrestrial affiliates around North America, digitally on TalkStream Live, Revolution Radio, and KPNL. All of our archives are free for you by going to youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Just do old Davey the favor, hit that subscribe button. You can follow us on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio and on Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you, including rocking out to Bumblefoot and reading up on Captain Shirk's SOR Newswire. Tonight's show is brought to you by Chive Charities. Help make the world 10% happier by visiting Chive Charities today. You can find them on our website. We got a good one for you tonight. Ivan Teller has been channeling aliens and angels since March of 2015. His psychic awakening was around 2011, connecting to his guides and learning the metaphysical arts. The first being he channeled was a spirit guide named Ulysses. After that, he followed by a Zeta Grey by the name of J-Rod, soon after his channeling discovery. Ivan started publishing his channelings videos online. The first beings he was connected to was Yeshua, Tall Blonde Nordic, Arcturian, Annunaki, and several Archangels, and he will be channeling tonight. Yes, we're going to have an example of what it's like to channel tonight live on the show, and we're going to have a good time with Ivan. Ivan Teller, welcome to Spaced Out Radio for the first time. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Greetings. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now, we want to forewarn our audience that if they hear any noise in the background, it's not paranormal. Ivan has a couple of young kittens that are literally brawling at this point, and it's actually kind of entertaining because maybe, just maybe, we will get to see that happening too. Ivan, really appreciate you coming on in. And, you know, I find it interesting in reading your bio that 2011 was a year of opening for you because that's exactly the year it happened to me. And it amazes me how many people I have talked to on this show over the last 6 years, where between 2010 and early 2013, life completely changed for people. Did you notice that as well?
Yeah, I've heard off and on stories of that. Yeah, you know, because of 2012, that's like the new era that we're going into. So we're going through another new era, 2020 or 2021. So definitely.
So for you in doing this show and doing what you do, tell us what happened in 2011 that really changed your life around.
Well, yeah, I met a friend from work, a girlfriend of a friend at work. It's Panera Bread. It's like, what were you doing here? You know, connected to her. She said she just got in a car accident, and she was seeing this. She's going to a chiropractor But she was she met a tarot card reader there that was doing past life regressions. And I wasn't even looking for this. It's just, hey, why don't you go and see this person? So I've had past connections with tarot card readers, so I was aware of some of it. So I was interested in that. I wasn't looking for it. So I went to see the lady, and I did past life regression, or did healing past life regression, and all of a sudden I started seeing my guides. I was driving, I saw a female guide in the passenger seat, not like super detailed, but I knew somebody was there. Like a blonde female. So I connected to a spirit guide named Ulysses, and just started. I've always had like little spiritual connections, like a spirit being would hit my hand or my arm, and it would actually move. So in the past, so I knew something was going on. So that just sort of opened me up, basically. So.
Was it something you were looking for in life to try and change who you were, or did it just fall in your hands?
Yeah, it just found me. I wasn't looking for it. I didn't know that even existed. I mean, I knew of it, but I was trying to, figure out myself in life like anybody else, So all this, even channeling found it. I wasn't looking for channeling, and that found me too. So,
It's weird how the spirit world, for people who have gone through it, when they put you on a course, they don't really care whether you are agreeing to it or not. You're going for it. Did you feel that way too?
Yeah, this was the time. I mean, I didn't really have a teacher. That there was a lady that was a tarot card reader. She was helpful, but like when you open up to the spirit world, you have to protect yourself. And I didn't know what that was. Because you don't ever know what you're tapping into, basically. So I had some run-ins with some beings that are not so positive. So it's like I didn't want to go through that again, and I didn't really have much guidance. So I basically shut down for several years. So that's
For you, how did you know you were connecting with your spirit guides?
Basically, I saw him. Like Ulysses was like a blonde blue guy, basically, like Dr. Manhattan, and what is it in that movie? I can't remember the name of it, but the Watchmen movie. He's like a blue guy, so he showed up in my vision. I had a spirit guide by the name of Gabrielle, and I went to a psychic church or a metaphysical church, and the lady picked up on it. They were doing readings for people, like one reading for everybody. And she could pick up right on my guide and just gave me a name, Gabrielle. So it just like, you just kind of, little by little pieces, little by little, as you go through your journey. You go slowly, of course, because it's you don't know what you're getting yourself into. So.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm agreeing with you there, because a lot of people don't know what it's like to take that step into the spirit realm, the spirit guides, and getting in touch with your inner self. For you, were you ever hesitant about that?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's when I shut down, I mean, I knew they were around, but it just didn't feel like it was time. It didn't feel like, go out and do this professionally. It didn't feel like I was ready for it just yet. It wasn't time. And even then, I knew there was aliens around, and I felt technology was brought to us. I mean, it was tapping into things little by little. And I didn't go that deeply into it. But when, I didn't really have much of like a mentor. So that's why I felt like I need to take it easy on this. It's like it's good to have somebody there to help you along. So.
Did you recognize when you were starting to open up? How did you change personally? Who were you before?
Yeah, it was, as I started channeling, I released a lot of like anger, like, just like conflict. Like you release, like, especially when life isn't really going your way. Everybody's life is different, but you get a bit more clarity. As I started to do more of channeling, because what happened in 2011, I shut down, but in 2014, I got this energy from my spirit guides I just felt that you must do this professionally. was in 2014. It's like, it's okay. How does that work? And then I found a psychic circle in my area. Luckily, I found a good one, and that's where I found a mentor. So, give us some more clarity on that.
For you, as you decided to go down this path, what was the reaction from people around you when you decided to do this?
Well, I kept it quiet, except for the friend that I knew that was a tarot card, actually, I lost connection to a lot of people that were aware of all this. I didn't meet friends in the psychic circle, but when I started channeling aliens, they kind of pulled back, which is interesting. It's like, they might be open to spirit beings, spirit guides, but when you tap into alien stuff, people are like, oh, that's a little bit too much for me. So, I was kind of surprised by that, actually. So,
do you find that, your specialty is channeling, obviously, but did you find that for yourself that you struggled with believing what you were going through?
Yeah, so the channeling process, in 2000, like I said, 2014, I got my weight, my guides basically, it just got this feeling that some being said, do this public, professionally. It's like, okay, then I found a mentor, learned about protecting my energy and doing readings for people in a psychic circle. So I felt pretty well grounded, like I can protect myself now. But then like telling people like who they're going to meet love-wise and what's the next Bitcoin or whatever it might be, that wasn't really my thing. So I kind of shut down again, and until I found channeling, where things really started to open up, where I started seeing things a lot differently. Like basically, I got a nudge from my guides. I found channeling actually on YouTube. Like basically I was at work, and I just my own, nothing's going on, and this word in my mind comes into of reptilian channeling. So like, why didn't I think of that before? I've never thought about looking that up. So I looked up I found somebody channeling a reptilian. It's like, where have I been this whole time? Because I know about David Icke, talked about reptilians. It's like, so, that was pretty much the seed that brought me into channeling, little by little. So, and I got feedback from my guides. You just feel it's like, should I do this? Should I not? I can tap into the energy. I can tap into aliens' energy and read it like you read a person. But bringing a being through you is a whole different story. That took a different route, that's for sure.
Do you like who you become?
Yeah, it's a lot. I'm opening up more doors. Let's put it that way. Yeah, we've just begun, it seems. So
you've been doing this for 6 years going on here, the channeling side of everything. Outside, and we're going to get very deep into channeling in the next half hour.
Sure.
But what did you learn about yourself in going through this?
Become more intuitive, not on everything. Protecting my energy is probably the number one. Of course, that's not the easiest thing to do, especially I've learned how to get energy attacks from all kinds of beings, people. I've become more aware of that than I've ever had before. And I've also realized how more people are shut down, at least from all of this. But I feel like I've become more, become more humble with your energy, your abilities. Like, how can I use this to help others? And just basically bring some more clarity to life. And that feels good. It's like you're, fighting a good fight. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I totally know what you mean. Before all of this happened, did you have any connection to the spirit world, to extraterrestrials?
No, I did writing where I would write like I would come up with like a TV show, like a black ops scientist who would have memories, his memories would come back and forget. He talk. His best friend was he talked to aliens. His best friend was a llama, and it was like a black ops science. It's like, where am I getting this from? So I was tapping into stuff here and there, creatively. So creatively, for people that are in the way, creativity, it's all in our fiction and everything. All of this, what we're going into. So obviously.
Yeah, but for you, the person that you became through all of this, how much more aware have you found yourself? Are you more awake now of your surroundings? Are you constantly on? Can you shut it off?
Oh, I shut it off a lot, actually. Yeah, when I channel, it's on when I'm channeling from somebody, and I shut off. I might tap into certain things here and there, but because you wear yourself out. If you're on all the time, you burn out. I do enough as it is. I do private channelings for people, answer questions. I can only do so much. So, and I do I do a video every night. So I tap into that. So I shut down quite a bit throughout the day, actually. I'm not tapping into everything all the time.
So
Plus I'm doing research.
when you tap in and you decide that, okay,
Mm-hmm.
you feel the need that you're going to channel, do you know who's going to come through previously? Like, have you meditated on it?
Oh, yeah. Usually I can pick it up. Yeah. Who's going to be in? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, for a video, yeah, I know who I'm bringing in normally. Yeah. Always something.
So, for people who may not know what channeling is, could you take a couple of minutes here just to describe what it is and what it's about?
Well, it's here to help us evolve. We're connected to higher dimensional beings. So we're in a physical realm. Higher dimensional beings like a spirit guide, angel, they're in the higher realms, even God. And their higher realms are here to give us little nuggets of information to help us discover ourselves, make our lives better. And there's different ways of going about it. And so, I open myself up. Now, this is where it gets tricky. I mean, as people open up to this, you realize you might have a brother or sister that's channeling beings that, it's like, is that really my brother anymore? Is that my sister? They're talking like they're talking about something else. Like there's like somebody else there. So that's another form of channeling. But for what I do, basically go and clear out my energy, and I kind of like step aside for a being to come through. I allow the being to come through. I connect to the energies. I know who's coming through because I feel their energy signature. And it just they just, I don't know how to describe it. Their energy locks in with me basically. And they talk through me. So, and hopefully it's something enlightenment. It's enlightening to whoever the message is for. So on a global scale. So I do a lot of experimental channelings. I mean, I don't just channel Arcturians or Pleiadians or angels. I go to, I'm connected to human consciousness, artificial intelligence, Babylon, you name it. Everything has consciousness, though, so why not? so.
I want to ask you in regards to channeling, because I know a lot of people have gone through this. Do you get the channeling hangover the next day?
Not well. I've been doing it. I guess I get it every day. It's like, I mean, yeah, it can wear you out. It does. I mean, in the beginning, it really charged me up. On days when I feel like worn out, and I do a channeling for somebody. Actually, it reboots me. It helps me. I mean, I might get a message from the channeling itself for myself. For a private session, I don't normally remember it, unless it's like something I need to know. But normally, I don't remember anything. I just stay out of all that. But yeah, it's like it really can make you younger. You can say, depending on how you go about it. So, at least internally. so yeah.
Okay, so for people who, let's get back to the whole channeling aspect.
Sure.
Define what channeling is for those who may not know, because the majority of people listening to this show will have no clue what it is about.
Well, basically, you're connecting to a higher dimensional being like an angel, a spirit guide, or alien. So you put out the word out for that being, like an alien being. So you tap into that vibration, and they come through you and talk through you, basically. So you step aside, and the being talks through you, and they say their words of wisdom to help you through your life, whatever that might be. And when you're channeling normally, it's like, this is stuff you would normally not say. So, and it's basically to help people get out of whatever they need to get out of. Hopefully that's, I'm not sure if I can describe it any other way.
Okay, so what's it feel like to have a spirit enter your body?
They're glad to help. They want to help humanity, better itself in any way. They're not there to judge. I mean, I imagine you can channel a being that's judging. Reptilian beings are known to do that. But they're just basically, different ways of going about it. But it's all in your intentions. Are your intentions to help others? And channeling a being, you basically feel their mannerisms. Your arms move around, your hands move. It's weird for a lot of people. But when you move your hands around when you're channeling, that's how you connect to the being. So you go back and forth. Your eyes are closed or open or whatever it might be. It's just how they, you're like a satellite. You're connecting to their communication. Obviously, it's not for everybody. So.
Have you ever been hurt doing this?
Not really, no. Tired, yes. Hurt, no. When I first started channeling, I channeled a reptilian being. It was actually decent, but its energy was just not good. I saw like my arm turn green. That was like my first connect. Like day 1, day 2. Other than that, no. My intentions are to help others, not to inflict pain onto others. So my intention is to connect to positive beings. Obviously, I might connect to some questionable beings, but even there, I can get a positive, something useful out of them. So I do test the waters a lot, but I don't feel attacked at all. I get attacked for stuff I've said. I'm tapping into like Illuminati stuff. I might get attacked by saying like Project Montauk or something. I'll get energy attack from something like that. So, yeah, that's where you get deep.
Well, you know what? It is a deep subject as we got about 2.5 minutes before we have to go to break at the bottom of the hour. Ivan Teller is our guest tonight on Spaced Out Radio. I guess I should explain that when you channel the next day, it feels like, or it can feel like, you have had a real big night of partying and you have like an alcoholic hangover. That's what the channeling hangover feels like.
Yeah, I've done it so long. I feel that every day. So it's like I'm so used to it now.
Do you ever give yourself a break though? If you're channeling every day?
Oh, I sleep. I rest a lot during the day. Yeah, I have to. So yeah, and I do sessions for people, and then I can sleep. Do a session for someone, go back to sleep. Do a session for or do a video or something. So yeah, it can get kind of hectic.
So is this your job then?
Well, it's my part-time job. I do have a regular job. It's not that, full-time as it used to be. It used to be I used to be there for 6 hours, and then I come back here and channel. So I go to work, and I come here. I don't live that far from work. I live 5 minutes away, so that's convenient. So I come here, channel, and then I go back to work, depending. But recently, it's been less work and more of this, which is good. So
no, I think that's great. Now for you, when you allow a spirit inside your body to talk through you and basically take over your arms, your legs, your movements, your voice, what are you feeling inside? What are you doing in there?
I get, it's like I'm telling him, like, give them something useful, like I'm talking to them, you can say. It's like, give them, give us the hard stuff, give us the good stuff. You can do all the light stuff with other people, but let's get into the deeper end of things. And they've been doing more of that as I've been getting more used to it. People are open to more of that. So yeah, it feels like you're refreshing yourself, you can say. You're getting an internal cleanse, you can say. So yeah, sometimes you can leave it laughing depending on what you're channeling. It depends. So
all right, well, on that note, I'm going to get you to hold on right there because we are going to go to a break here at the bottom of the hour, and I'll tell you, we are in for a lot of fun tonight as Ivan Teller is with us, and we're going to get into some channeling, live channeling, here on Spaced Out Radio coming up in a little bit. But first, we're going to learn about channeling a little bit more. We are also going to have some stories from Ivan, where he can tell us some pretty weird, strange stories that he's channeled through. Why not? That's what it's all about here tonight on Spaced Out Radio. We'll be back right after this.
All right, we're clear.
Okay. All right. I'm ready for anything.
Well, now we just get to relax for a couple of minutes.
That's good. Yeah, the cats are calmed down, which is good. Yeah, one's sleeping by the computer.
Thank you, Jennifer Richard Elizalde, for that awesome super chat. Really do appreciate it. It's good to see you back in the room. You've been gone for a while. We've missed you, but thank you. And let's see who else has shown up. The lovely Katie is back. Good to have you here. I don't know what you hit, but it became real loud there for a second.
Oh, really? Oh, I thought it hit
A lot of background noise now.
Is right now?
Yeah.
Still? Oh, I hit mute. How about now? Still doing it?
Where's your microphone?
It's right here. Right next
Do you
to
want to
me.
bring it a little closer to you?
Yeah, I can see if I can do that. Yeah.
All right, that may be.
But no.
Yeah, it's better. That is better. I can mute you on this side.
Okay.
So, no worries there, man. I have a little button that I just see. Now we can't hear you. Now we can.
I know. Yeah.
Now we can't. Now we can. Where's the cats? Where's the cats?
I know they're sleeping now. They start up all crazy, and then they wear themselves out. So, yeah, careful what you wish for. They might pop up. Ones are over here, sleeping by the computer. The other one is somewhere else.
Very cool.
So, are you by British Columbia?
I'm almost in the center of British Columbia.
Okay.
Almost. If you drove another 4 hours north of me, you'd be in the center.
Okay. It snows there, right? Or,
A lot.
yeah.
It snowed here last week.
Yeah, Florida, I'm still trying to get some snow here. No luck so far.
No. Hi, Looney and the gorgeous Tammy Finnegan. Welcome. The stunning Jenny Metz has returned, everyone. There she is. Yeah, but Looney, you're a little bit more north than I am. Damn you, Jeremy Jones. Damn you, Jeremy Jones. (35°C). That's almost 100 degrees Fahrenheit. That's like 95 Fahrenheit in Ottawa Valley. Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I will acknowledge you that the Yankees do not stink. They may be struggling this year, Brian Smith, but they'll still kick the Mets' ass. Let's just be honest. Bassmaster, good to have you here, my friend. God, I hate those New York Mets.
Huh. I don't know, do they still have sports still?
I don't even know anymore.
It's hanging in there.
Dave is a Yankees fan. I will never be a Blue Jays fan or anything Toronto fan. Boom to you, Bama. How you doing? All right, we got about a minute.
Okay.
Because I'm a Yankees fan, Michael Morris. It's like I don't like the Jays. I don't like the Red Sox. It's the way it is. I stick with my team. Ross Smith, good to see you. We'll take questions for Ross, we'll take. I'm sorry, I'm trying to do too much at once here. We'll take questions for Ivan here in in about half an hour here. Greg, thank you so much for that super chat, man. Really do appreciate it. We're going to get going here in about 20 seconds. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Ed Clador, for the amazing super chats. And we really do appreciate your love and support of this show. And we're going to continue on here. Second half hour coming up right about now. Second half hour of Spaced Out Radio is underway tonight. My name is Dave Scott. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. We really do appreciate earning your listening ears. Want to remind you that if you miss portions of this show or others, check out our free archives by going to youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Just do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you, including rocking out to Bumblefoot and reading up on Captain Shirk's SOR Newswire. Follow us on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio and on Instagram, Spaced Out Radio Show. Ivan Teller is here tonight. We're talking channeling all night long. What's it like to allow your body to be taken over by a spirit? We're going to find out from Ivan. Welcome back.
All right, thank you.
Not a problem. So you're the kind of guy who allows spirits to come on in. You invite them in. You're the kind of guy who will say, hey, who wants to talk? And just enter my body. Don't mind me. I'm just going to sit over there on the left. And, you let them on in. A lot of people will say you're either screwed right up or you're onto something that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's trust. For me, it's, it was my purpose in life. It's not for everybody, but to me, I feel pretty comfortable with it. I know what I'm getting myself into. So I connect to higher selves if I'm not always, sure what I'm tapping into. There's ways around, kind of negative energies, but usually, it takes a special type of person to bring something through you like that. Yeah, it's not normal at all. So,
Then why do it?
It's my mission. My mission here is to awaken humanity. From what released from the control system, basically to go into more fourth, fifth, sixth, whatever higher dimension you want to go into. Basically, to connect you to your higher potential. For people, that goes into telepathy, telekinesis. Obviously, we're working towards that, but to open up those type of abilities, that's what this is. It's like a gateway to that.
How do you know what's going to come in?
I put the intention of what I'm going to tap into, like an archangel. I say, okay, we're going to tap. Who's the best? Who's for your highest good? That's usually, and I feel who comes through. I can just feel their energy signature. So, yeah.
Okay, so the spirit world, though, is known for tricksters, known for spirits, say playing the role of a child. In the meantime, it's Beelzebub himself. How do you know what you're getting into? How are you protecting yourself from those lying type spirits?
I always do a energy cleanse. I always ground my energies before. I'm careful what I eat. Also, I don't eat beef. Careful just what I consume and the energy I put out there. And it's like my intentions is always to not connect to something like that. I've never I never channeled a being where it's telling somebody off. I might channel a being that is sometimes questionable what they're saying. Like there are times like that, but it all depends on their circumstance. But it's not usually. There's a positive twist to everything, things I connect to. So,
okay. So as you do this, how do you protect yourself? Do you pray? Do you meditate? Do you use crystals? Do you have incense burning around you? Do you sage? Do you wear Irish Spring, or do you use Irish Spring soap? Like, tell me what you're doing here.
Oh yeah, I have sea salt. I do have sea salt. I cleanse with a sea salt soap, for bathing. So yeah, do sea salt cleanse. Yeah, I've been doing that since 2014. So that's clear that your energies. I do have candles. I do have incense. I do have in front of me. I have all these crystals in front of me. So I have a bunch of stuff. I just don't show it off very often. I have all this wizard stuff in front of me. And when I do energy cleansing around myself, I do a grounding to the earth. So I just don't really, I don't sense anything negative coming through. So I don't really worry myself on that type of thing.
So what can you channel?
Pretty much anything. So I haven't channeled rocks, I don't think, or mushrooms. Maybe I have, actually. I can't remember everything I've channeled.
No, but aliens, pets.
Aliens, pets. People have crossed over. JFK, George Washington, time traveling beings, the universe, different stars. Polaris has been a new one recently. It's been a higher vibrational entity. So, I mean, you can tap into like Arcturian energy that's very positive, and they'll talk to you like we're kids. Like, you guys don't know any better, and these guys are like positive beings. So you get stuff like that every now and then, and it's just you're always gonna run into something. So we talk about beings that are kind of questionable, but yeah, pretty much on everything.
Do you have a story that you could tell our audience in detail that really sticks out to you? That
for channeling or for experience, like what exactly?
Well, let's do one for channeling.
Well, I do walking. The funniest when I do walking channeling, so that's probably the funniest one. So I used to go to a park, like a regular park, go like to a park bench and channel there. I get my camera or my phone and point it at myself and channel. But then like somebody would walk behind you or hear you talking about crazy stuff, and it's like it'll throw you out of the whole thing. So one day, I forget the whole details of it, but it was raining one day, and I was going to channel on a Saturday. I did a webinar, and I wanted to channel somewhere, but everything's wet now. And I had a Palladian being named Ishtar. He said, "Why don't you just walk in channel?" So I was like, "Well, why didn't I think of that?" So it's like, you just walking and channeling. Yeah, it's is anybody going to believe it? Doesn't Who cares? But so you just ground your energy. You tap into a being, and I recorded myself, and I walked in a channel. I did it in Ybor City here in our area. So I channeled, I forget who I channeled exactly, but a Venus being, Ishtar channeled, was a Palladian. And it's like, that was cool. That was fun. Why don't I go somewhere more exotic? So I figure I live by Disney, so I want to go to Disney and channel there. So I went to Disney and channeled. I used to work there like ages ago. So like, why don't I go and channel? I mean, it'd be hilarious. And there's like a bunch of manipulated stuff there anyway. So I went there and started channeling, and I made it like a monthly thing. So that was fun. I'm not sure if that's like a big story for anybody.
What are you channeling at Disneyland?
Or Disney World, not Disneyland, Disney World.
Or Disney World.
Everything. Once again, Palladians, Arcturians, Syrians, tall blonde Nordic beings. I've actually been there. I used to go to Universal Studios too. I would go to Disney on one weekend, and then I would skip a weekend and go to Universal Studios and channel there. And I would just make it like a monthly thing. It's like get the family, throw them in the car, and go somewhere. But I was just going by myself. And when I was at Universal, a being, I was in like the New York area. I said, no, I was in the Hollywood area of Universal Studios, and felt right next to me a being talking to me to talk about alien disclosure. Just it was like the happiest, friendliest being. I've never had a being do that, talk to me like that. Usually I would channel it. You actually could feel it talking through another dimension. So that's went on this whole alien disclosure tangent after that. I was waiting for my aliens to show up. I'm still waiting for that.
Have you ever channeled a being and then seen a UFO come by at the same time?
No, never. I'm aware of. When I first channeled day one, I didn't have it in the recording, but I channeled the Zetas, and after I channeled them, I can feel them moving around on their ship, walking on their ship. I could actually feel it, and my crown chakra was all lit up. The day of day which was on the Ides of March, the 15th of March, 2015. That was pretty. That was just trippy. Feeling the Greys walk around on their ship. You actually feel the ship, and I don't have a whole lot of stories really, but for actually alien encounters. I mean, these are actually alien encounters. I was going to a park, just a park to channel, just to clear my energy. Actually, I was driving there, and I felt the energy of a Palladian ship. I didn't see it, but I felt it. And it was like two people on the ship, and I could actually feel the ship move. And so it was a tall Blonde Nordics. So it was just for a couple of seconds. I haven't had anything like that since. That was pretty awesome. So just to tell me,
imagine.
Just telling me I'm on the right track. Basically, that's what that was all about. I mean, I forgot some of this stuff. Like I remember making I've been tapping all this crazy stuff, and I felt like a dark elf around me for like 2 days. I forgot what I did to make it mad, but it was around me for like 2 days. And after that, I felt a dragon next to me, kind of clearing out that elf energy. Long story short on that, I actually felt the actual dragon. So I've had elemental connections. The dark elves was fascinating because I could feel like these elemental beings, they can connect to the energy of the earth and just be like super powerful. So that was fascinating. Something like you would see in the War of the Rings, basically. I even got a vision of what he looked like. So those suckers are real. I mean, I've had experiences like they don't make themselves very known, but I wish they would, but they're obviously not allowed to, it seems. So
that is for sure. What's the difference between channeling aliens and channeling spirits or ghosts?
Spirits, like spirits that crossed over, yeah, you can feel some of their stuff. You can feel their pain. You can feel their, sometimes it depends on the person. Like if they're super happy, you channel their super happiness. If they've been through a lot, you channel that. Sometimes they keep stuff away from you for obvious reasons. An alien is usually, sometimes you can feel what they look like sometimes, but usually just feel their intentions of helping humanity. Yeah, their energy is usually pretty clear. It's pretty just, it's similar to a spirit being in a lot of ways. It depends on the spirit being. Some aliens, like reptilians, can be very aggressive, arrogant at times. Reptilians are more connected to us than probably any other being. Like they can be funny, they can be arrogant. Of course, even insectoid beings can be funny too at times. So
I haven't seen any of them, but I always felt, and maybe you feel it differently because everyone experiences everything their own way. But for me, when I have personally dealt with extraterrestrials, the energy is really high. It's really fast. Your head is like speeding at like 100 miles an hour, and you're looking everywhere around. Whereas with a ghost, my shoulders feel heavy. I feel sluggish. I feel like down. I could feel the depression and everything like that. Do you go through that as well with the emotions?
It depends on the being. Yeah. Some ghost beings are doing great. Some are not doing so great. Some aliens, I feel like I tap into like a lot of philosopher alien beings. I connect to like collectives. I I haven't really connected to like an actual. I mean, yeah, I do the collective, like a plating collective. I do a lot of that. But like a Syrian channel, a Syrian being that it just it's high energy. Yeah, it's like you want to just run a marathon. But the collectives are a little bit different because it's like you're connected to the hive mind of their energy. It's like in some I prefer that because a lot of people are at channel. Yeah, they pick on particular beings and they channel that being over and over and over, and that's great. But I want to try something different. So,
how many alien beings have you channeled?
Fucking probably hundreds. Probably I don't care.
Like species wise.
Species wise, 100. Maybe 50 or 60, something like that. It's been a lot. I just don't remember.
Have any of them been threatening?
No. Sometimes I channel. I mean, I channel like elite energies, like Illuminati energies, and they can be kind of. Sometimes I'm going to channel. I want to see what they have to say. It's like they can be a little bit aggressive sometimes, but that's for the video stuff. That's not for somebody personal. OSC. But usually I tap in. Like I put intentions. Like I don't want to hear any threatening stuff. I do want to hear what you have to say. So I put like a neutral type of energy out there. You can say, let's make this. But yeah, I've reptilians in the past. That's I usually go that route. I'm kind of outside that world at this time. So.
No, I can see that, but how did you elevate yourself to that position, though?
I think I was always like this. I feel like I was always. I mean, I've done this on other worlds. I feel like I've been a reptilian being channeling on a reptilian world and telling them about who knows what. I haven't really tapped into that world recently, or But I know I wasn't really popular there either. Here, I'm kind of questionable on being popular here also. Some of the stuff I bring in, because I don't do the traditional channeling. I want to go deeper. I want to try something new. I want to, you can connect to like a Esasani race or the Shikani or Palladian, and that's fine. But I want to try things a little bit, go in a different route, because you can do traditional stuff all day long, and people like that, but I think it's better to shake things up. That's my opinion. So,
how do you shake it up?
I connect to stars. Polaris, I connected to the North Star. I think that's like the Little Bear. I've been connecting to constellations recently. Sometimes I connect to a place like Iraq. I channel those energies. I don't know if I channeled Russia. I think I have. I can't remember everything. Channeled my cat that crossed over recently. I just go into a different, like Israel. I channeled the Middle East today. And Anunnaki, probably the one that's most controversial out of everything is probably the Anunnaki. Come to think of it.
Well, what was it like to channel the Anunnaki?
Well, yeah, those are one of my first connections. I felt them, the giants, and I felt like, their bodies weren't always doing so well. Their DNA was kind of messed up a little bit, so they didn't last very long. Some of them, at least that was the feeling I got the first time I channeled them. Well, I channeled the Zeta Greys. I remember I did a webinar, and you're doing, you have people in there that have been abducted and stuff. At least they can remember. That didn't go so well for the Zeta. It's like, why do you guys do this to us? And that was different. And it wasn't the Zeta telling anybody off or anything like that. It was the people like, stop doing this stuff to us. That I remember. That was a long time ago. That was fascinating. Yeah, Zetas are really questionable. People don't trust them. I trust them because they help me open myself up. Of course, I don't always agree with them either. They're kind of questionable beings, but so is the reptilians. But the Zetas, if there's any alien energy that's seen, it's the Zeta. It's always Zeta. Of course, not. It's not on CNN or anything, but maybe one day we'll have that. So,
have the Greys ever told you what they are?
No, not really. They're always quiet. They're like vague. They'll tell you. Yeah, I do feel like they are. Some of them, they're different types. Some are from the future. Some are from a future that did screw up. Like they went to technology and they messed themselves up. I do feel that reality does exist, and there's several of them are like that. Some of them are kind of drone robots. I believe that too. So, yeah, that can work for some. If people are edgy, you can. That's the thing. When you're doing a channeling for somebody, if they're open and cool with themselves, like, if they're scared or something, you can sense that. It's like a dog. Like, if you know a person's frightened of what you're going to bring through, it's not. You'll get some information, not going to get everything. But people are just cool and they're calm with themselves, like they're okay with themselves. You can really get information for them. That'll help them. Some people aren't ready at all, so it happens.
Can anyone channel?
To a certain extent, consciously, yeah. Bringing a being through is a little bit. That's not for everybody. I think some people are just not built for it. It's like being a painter or a mechanic. It's not for everybody. I mean, yeah, you might be able to, do some minor car repair, like maybe change your oil of your car, maybe, but that's about it. Channeling is, you can channel it. It's not meant for everybody. So,
why do you say it's not meant for everybody?
Well, the way I do it, because for a being to come through, it just doesn't seem like I know people I've tried to help people that are just blocked on certain levels. I mean, that I guess you can say anybody consciously is easier, like tapping into it. That's a lot easier. Bringing in someone, some people channel like they're just minding their own business and a being just talks right through them. So there's a lot of that going on. And some people, when any being talks through them, means like a demonic being can talk to them too, which has happened. So some people just don't have that wall of protection where they can keep those beings out. I believe I have that built in. So due to experience from other lifetimes. So
right. So do you believe then in previous incarnations of yourself you were a channeler as well during those times?
Yes, several times. Yeah, that's why I built up a strength for it. It's on how you use it. If you use it in the right way, you get to keep it. And you start abusing it like anything else, you're going to lose it. So I don't abuse it. I use it for people. I use it, for live broadcasts. I don't use it to like tap into everything, try to manipulate the market or anything like that. So.
Oh, you're a good guy with it then.
Yeah, I'm boring with it, but I'd rather be that than. Yeah, some want to do this whole predicting the markets and all that. You can tap into it on a conscious level like anybody else. But, sometimes it can take it too far. So
we've got about just over 90 seconds left here. For you, as you move forward, what are you trying to accomplish with all of this?
Help others, help myself, help others move into the next reality. Basically to heal the monetary system. We have no monetary system. Basically heal our problems. We're going more into space for us to tap into other worlds to explore our abilities for telekinesis, telepathy, people flying, basically unlock the superhuman. So you do it little by little, of course. That's the drive. That's why I do it every day. Obviously, I'm not going to do it every day forever. But for right now, it's the right time for it at this time. So
very cool. Very cool. I'm going to get you to hold on right there because we are going to go to break here at the top of the hour. And we really do appreciate you taking the time tonight, Ivan, on coming on in and talking about channeling. And in the next hour, we're going to get into it. We're going to channel. Yeah. We got to try and get Carl. Carl is the gray alien who showed up at my window on April 20th, 2015, while I was broadcasting this show. He has come back once since, and I want to know where the hell the little bastard is because he owes me a flight. And maybe you're the man who has the answers to this. Maybe. We'll see. Ivan Teller, everyone. You're on Spaced Out Radio. Will Carl show up or will he chicken out as we go to channeling live on the show? Next. Ride the Woo train, everyone. Let's do this thing. right here on Spaced Out Radio. All right, we have about 6 minutes. We're just going to run my dogs out. I'll be right back, okay?
Okay, sounds good. I'm going to take 5.
All right. Be right back, people. Be right back. I got to refill my water. All right, I am back. All All right, we got you here. Hi Project Blue Book. How you doing? And who else we got in here that's new? Am I caught up to everybody? Let's see. Oh, hey, Clam. What's happening? Joey Hayes. I can scroll back in the chat room, Joey. I know what's going on. I know. Okay, we got about 1 minute, Ivan. And I want to say a big thank you to Greg, to Jennifer, and to Ed for the awesome super chats. Really do appreciate the support here on Spaced Out Radio on a Friday night. We really do appreciate you tuning on in. Excuse me. And, yes. We got about 25 seconds. A great way to support this show, everyone, is if you're new and you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell so you know when we are on. We are here live on YouTube 7 days a week, starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern time. And, of course, the super chat is open as well. We're going to get going here in 3 seconds.
You're listening to Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott. Follow Dave on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio and on Facebook, Spaced Out Radio Show.
Hour number 2 of Spaced Out Radio is now underway. My name is Dave Scott. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. We really do appreciate earning your listening ears. We want to say hello to everyone listening in on our terrestrial affiliates around North America, digitally on TalkStream Live, Revolution Radio, and KPNL. All of our archives are free for you by going to youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Just do old Davey the favor, hit that subscribe button. The Desert Clam has set the password for tonight in the SOR Space Travelers Club. Lampededremy. Lampededremy is your password. Use it wisely, Space Travelers, as the Clam sets a password each and every night right here on Spaced Out Radio. Our website is spacedoutradio.com. We have a plethora of features for you, including rocking out to Bumblefoot and reading up on Captain Shirk's SOR Newswire. Follow us on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio and on Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show. We're talking channeling tonight. Our guest, Ivan Teller, and we're going to get to some audience questions here before Ivan's going to warm on up and see if we can get any sort of channeling happening during the show tonight. Ivan, welcome back.
All right, thank you.
Let's start off with a question from B, who is asking, have you ever channeled any aliens and then encountered them here?
Yeah, when I channeled the Greys, the first day I channeled, well, I felt them. I didn't actually see them. I've had a feline humanoid being, a hologram outside where I live. I did see that, but yeah, a feline. Yeah, it's like 8 feet tall, so that was different. But I didn't channel the being before it showed up. It just sort of showed up. I didn't really see it clearly, but I knew it was there. So I've had some interactions, definitely.
Very cool. All right, let's get to Bill's question. What happens, actually, this will be a channeling question that I will ask you, so we'll wait on that one. Let's get over to, let's see here. Let's go to Kat from Paranormal Heart Podcast. Have you ever been on paranormal investigations, and if so, what have you channeled from those?
No, I've never been asked for anything like that. I've had questions about missing people every now and then, but nothing. Yeah, no paranormal stuff, as far as I know.
All right. How much time do you need to get ready to start channeling?
I just need to ground. That's all.
Okay, you ground away.
Okay.
And what we're going to do here with Ivan is we're going to get him ready for channeling some spirits and potentially some entities live on the show tonight, where he can get into his zone and make sure that he is all ready for whatever comes through. Whatever comes through. Because in the end, we want to make sure that we get good communication. We want to make sure that we get good communication from whatever wants to come through, and that's what we're going to do. Ivan, are you almost ready?
I'm ready. Yep.
All right. Well, let's get to Bill's question right off the bat, because there's a big day happening on June 25th regarding disclosure. That's when the Pentagon will release its UFO files. Should we be prepared to know that there is alternative life out there in the universe or on inner Earth, or from time travelers coming back to see us, or is it going to be boring?
It'll probably be boring for the most part. I mean, all the interesting stuff there is probably some kind of propaganda what the government's trying to use. I think you might have heard from Greer. I can't remember his first name, but yeah, about like a fake alien invasion or something like that. So yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to use it for the best of the highest good of everyone. We'll just have to wait and see, but not likely.
All right. Who are we channeling with right now?
I haven't channeled anyone. I didn't bring anyone in yet. I've just prepared for it.
All right.
Bring in.
Do they come to you, or do you have to call them in?
I can leave it open for anybody. Do you want to connect to the one that you're speaking about?
I want to know where Carl is right now.
Carl.
He knows who he is.
Carl. So it was like outside your window or something like that? That's funny. Okay. All right, we'll do what we can with Carl, and we'll move on from there. So, okay. All right, blessings. Greetings. This is Carl. Greetings. Zeta Grey. Greetings to you. I believe you're looking at me more than I was looking at you, though. So I was observing your energy, what you're connected to. I could see your potential. So your potential is why I showed up. So I can see through you, basically. You have any questions or anything you want to know?
When are you coming back?
I have to ask my parents if I can show up again. I'll see if I can sneak one in, but there's no guarantees.
Was that you in my backyard with your friends?
Yes. I am around, you just don't see me. So I do come by often. It's just I'm not visible. So
all right.
You do have some ghost beings that roam around your place every now and then.
Do you think?
I can see. Yeah. You do have some reptilians that do visit you, kind of monitoring your conversations you're having. Some of them are a little bit upset with some of your conversations, just to let you know. But I feel like you keep them away overall.
When do I get my flight?
Oh, your alien, your ship flight? We're working on it. That's all we can say. Only thing we can offer is astral travel. That's all we can do at this point.
Where are you now?
With other Zetas at this time. I'm on a ship by Pluto, actually. So Pluto, we can get energies from the planets to re-energize our ships. It's away from everyone. It's kind of like you take your electric car and plug it in. But we do it on the planet itself. The planet surface has a lot of energy that we can tap into. And it's safe. Yeah, Zetas are usually Zetas. We can attract all kinds of unwanted visitation, just like humans. So,
How often do you come around?
you know, all I can say is every now and then. It's- you can say every few days, but I don't have the exact date or anything like that.
Who took me last?
What do you mean took you? What does that mean? Or,
Abducted me. Took me away.
that I'm not sure of. Just all I feel is I do feel reptilians involved with that. I'm not sure if that's what you saw. That's what I see. I see 3 of them.
How old are you?
No, not old. Not no. Young. That's all I can say.
Where are you from?
Zeta Grey. There are other places I'm connected to also, but Zeta Grey.
Do you like it that I call you Carl?
Yeah, that's funny.
Because I got told by another channeler that you didn't like that name.
You can say it's growing on me. It's all in the perspective of who's tapping into my energy. I feel more human because of it. So,
Is it your species that is going to come down here and introduce yourself to humans?
not likely. No, more it'll be black. It'll be mostly a human type of person, like a Palladian, or Yael. Some are pushing for Yael, or a Venus being. Those are becoming more popular with the consciousness.
Is Mars inhabited?
Certain parts are, yes. Of course, done secretly.
Do they check out the drones that are up there?
Sometimes.
Is there photos of them?
Yes. Well, interesting, the Martian people, at least the people on Mars, aren't that impressed with humans here on this Earth. At least those that are aware that there's humans here. Blonde Nordic are aware of it. It's not something they think about.
Do you mind answering some questions from my audience?
Be happy to.
All right. Chill Farm is asking, when will the big reveal occur?
No time soon. It feels like your government's doing the big reveal of their agenda. Interesting, though, there's a lot of tall whites that are assisting in your ascension. Obviously, they're not making themselves too clear, but they are. If anyone's going to be involved with your disclosure, it's going to be the tall whites. But they don't have a date or anything on their calendar or anything like that. They do have certain individual humans that they do feel out that are ready. They do talk to them.
All right. Casual Conversation with G&A is asking, do you believe in God or a God?
Yes, a God, not the God, if that even makes any sense. But we know there is another presence here, yes. But we see ourselves as gods in some form, not creator, not to that extent, but we do feel that we have a lot of potential in that area, such as your race also.
All right. Do you fear our race, considering that we are a pretty violent species?
Well, yeah, as long as we have the proper weaponry, but we just avoid conflict. A lot of Zetas, yes, will not last long battling a human. We just don't have that. I mean, yeah, they can be Zetas can be vicious, but humans can be worse at times. The idea is not to have conflict at all.
Eugene would like to know, what is the process of ascension?
Knowing yourself, making peace with yourself, and connecting to your abilities. A letting go of internal fear. Of course, that's not the easiest thing to do. Basically, not let fear control your life. So,
Ross is asking, have you channeled Ares of the Leonids Lion Men?
I believe that's a question for Ivan. I don't believe he's tapped into that, no.
All right. Nikki is asking, which governments of Earth are on the moon and Mars?
Russia and China, of course, the United States. And some parts of Europe, they're not saying which parts, so they don't want to say.
All right.
I guess technically Russia, because they are part of Europe.
Jeffrey wants to know, did the Earth ever have two suns?
Yes.
What happened to the other one?
It's in another dimension. And some of you sometimes see it. You say technically there's 3 suns out there, depending what timeline you're tapping into.
JJ's Cryptids is asking, is there an afterlife? And if yes, where is it and what's it like?
It is where you want it to be. Some do go to spirit, some go to alien incarnation, some go to other versions of Earth. It's entirely up to you. Usually you set that direction in the middle time of your life. So, if you're going to live to 60, it's usually around the age of 30. That's when you decide what you're going to do with yourself. That varies with everybody, but some beings that die early go right back to spirit. But of course, once again, it depends on the being. But there are several afterlives.
All right. Shar wants to know, are you demonic?
No. Sometimes I try to be comical, but it falls flat. I'm still working on that.
How come, I'm going to ask a personal question here. How come I no longer see UFOs?
You're connecting to more of them spiritually now. So you already know that they're there. Now they will appear. It's kind of like Christmas. It happens once a year. So UFO connection will be you don't really have it right now, but eventually when it happens, something's going on. It's a big deal. So
Jeremy wants to know, is Dr. Stephen Greer an alien?
Of course, yes. He's trying to help humanity, as you can see. He is very genuine from what we see. Of course, nobody's perfect.
Carol wants to know, are humans living in a matrix?
Yes, there's different types. There are computer matrices, there are biological matrices, different types of realms. So, yes.
Nikki wants to know, Carl, which race of extraterrestrial seeded Earth?
Well, we'll just keep it generic, Anunnaki. But there weren't Atlanteans and Anunnaki were involved. Or Syria, yeah, it gets complicated there.
Fap wants to know, Carl, do you have a girlfriend?
Not like you would have it. We don't go to the movies and eat popcorn. We have companions. So, yeah, we just don't have the kissy thing. We have the energy connection there. We don't hold hands. Some have learned how to do that. It's very strange for them. So we connect on a psychic level, yes.
Jennifer wants to know, can you explain the Mandela effect?
It's another version of Earth that is combined with yours. It taps into your reality. So your collective is allowing it. Basically, it's another form of disclosure. So it's a bleep in your matrix, you can say.
Is that where the second sun is?
You're correct, yes.
Okay, Joey was wondering if you could give more information on the two suns.
Well, it's at the higher vibration of Earth. So it's more of you have a higher vibrational Earth that's assisting you at this time. So it just hasn't showed itself yet. But maybe you are working with this other Earth.
Bassmaster would like to know, what is your favorite food and drink?
Well, for a human, the Slurpee is fascinating. I still don't always like the taste of it, but it's interesting. Favorite food, I'll just call it the Slurpee. That's still something. Especially when they get brain freeze and all of that with it. So yeah.
Typical Watch wants to know, what is a Sasquatch?
A higher dimensional being that it's a version of human that was an offshoot of your human. So it's a version like the Atlanteans are involved with its development. Of course, you have Sasquatches on other planets also already. It's just this Earth produced its own version of it, and they went on, did their own thing. So, but they are assisting humanity through nature. Yeah, and many of them are furious. Well, a lot of them have human incarnations. And when they become a Sasquatch again, they become very environmentalists.
All right, let's move on here. Kat is wondering, did humans originate from another planet?
Yes. Wera, the Pleiades, several places.
Michael would like to know, does JFK know who actually shot him? Was it Lee Harvey Oswald or someone else?
Somebody else, yes. Well, of course, it depends on what reality you are connected to. There are realities where Lee Harvey Oswald did, but in other realities, is actually related to him. It can get kind of complicated with that. But yes, he's aware.
How many different dimensions are there?
Billions. Your world pulls from 8 versions of Earth. Of course, more than that, but usually it's 8. So.
All right, let us move on here. Philip wants to know, what's an Atlantean?
They're master geneticists. You can say a perfect race from Sirius. Well, not perfect, but ascended to a higher dimension to be a master geneticist, you can say. So they're connected to the trees, they're connected basically to advance the human here on Earth. Advance the Neanderthal into what you are today. So.
Denise is asking, besides bad humans, please tell me what beings are oppressing the Sabe Sasquatch people.
Actually, reptilian beings are causing even some alien Nordic beings are causing trouble for them. They don't like, because they want to control humanity. So, like some of your elite, it's not like an ongoing battle, but they do kind of knock into each other every now and then, especially around Mount Shasta. I don't believe that's known to have a lot of Sasquatch energies, but they are there.
All right, that sounds good so far. Let's take one more. We have about 45 seconds. Nikki is wondering, how many underground and underwater bases are there on Earth?
All we can say is hundreds to thousands. I mean, there's some small ones. A lot of them are in Russia. So very large. They're all interconnecting in Russia. Somewhat in the United States, but mostly in Russia.
Is that because of the sparse populations?
Yes.
I guess I would put Canada on that list too.
Yes, that's actually a wider energy there, as you know.
Yes.
There are some there.
All right, Carl, Ivan, hold on. We are going to go to break here at the bottom of the hour, live channeling with Ivan Teller. We're talking to Carl the Alien right now as we're going to go to break here on Spaced Out Radio. We'll continue with audience questions when we come back, so stay tuned. We're in for a real trip here on Spaced Out Radio. This is what it's all about. Sit back and enjoy the woo right here on the mighty SOR. We'll be back. with more right after this. Well, that's some heavy stuff.
Bringing some back. Yeah. Hopefully that went well.
It wasn't too bad.
That was funny. I thought he was trying to be funny, but I don't think it worked out very well. So he wants to be funny.
He's a character.
Yeah.
He is a character.
Yeah. I feel like he looks bluish. Does he look bluish or maybe not?
He let's see if I got a picture of him here. Hold on. See if I can find it here.
I need a picture of him. Just
I found one that looks very similar to him on the internet. I just got to find it here.
Yeah, there was last year. There's a surveillance camera, and there's actual Zeta walking in the surveillance camera, just walking away. I don't know if you saw that. It was about a couple years ago.
Let's see.
Or whatever it was, it looked Zeta like whatever it was, but yeah, it definitely wasn't a kid. It was the size of a kid though.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, you jerk! Why'd you do that? This is kind of what Carl looks like. Hold on. No, that ain't it. Where'd it go? All right, hold on.
Sure.
So if I put that there, if that'll work now. Still trying to figure out this whole share screen thing. There it is.
Yeah, I don't know the basics of this thing.
That's Carl.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, when I visualize, I feel like a blue tone around him. Yeah, bluish gray.
Yeah, I don't know who did the graphics for this. I found this on the internet. The only difference between Carl and this one here that I saw was this penis head thing. It wasn't there, that line. It was just a solid rounding head. And see how the eyes are real tight near there, and it's really round on the outside? Flip the eyes around, where it's real round on the inside by the nose and real tight on the outside.
Okay.
So that's kind of how...
Yeah, I feel like he's calmed down a lot since you last seen him. Was this a couple of years ago or 5 years ago?
I haven't seen him since 2015, but in 2018, him and his buddies were in my yard, and I could hear them talking.
Oh, that's fascinating. It feels like your energy has rubbed off on him quite a bit. That's what energy I get from him.
Yeah, he owes me a fucking flight, is what he does. But
I get asked that a lot. Where's my ship? I get it. We're working on it. It's somewhere.
I hear you. I don't know. We got a couple minutes left here. Do you want to bring in another being, or do you want to bring Carl back?
We can bring in another being. You want to kind of do like a Syrian being, or
sure.
Keep it a little bit.
Might as well warm it up, as we got about 90 seconds here.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready to bring in somebody else when we get back on. So.
All right. All right, we got about a minute here.
Okay.
Maybe 30 seconds. Big thank you to Greg, Jennifer, and Ed Clater for the super chats tonight. Really do appreciate it. I am behind in the chat room on questions, so if you have a question and I haven't got to it yet, just sit tight. I will, I've got a list here, and if I accidentally skip over yours, just retype it, and we'll get there, but I'm going to be racing through questions here, as here we go with the next half hour here, guys. Hold on. Second half of Spaced Out Radio is now underway. We've kicked it off, and here we go. My name is Dave Scott. Thank you so much for joining us. We really do appreciate you tuning on in wherever you are on this beautiful planet we call Earth, or up in the stars where Carl is. Want to say hello and how are you, and remind you that you can check out our free archives by going to youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Just do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you, including rocking out to Bumblefoot and reading up on Captain Shirk's SOR Newswire. Follow us on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio and on Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show. Ivan Teller is with us. We are doing live channeling here of weird, strange beings. Where are they from? We do not know. Ivan does, though. Ivan, welcome back.
All right, thank you.
All right.
All right, you go into bring in someone else?
Yeah, bring them on in, and I'll get the next set of questions from our audience ready.
Yeah, this will just take a second. So
sure.
Awesome.
All right. So for our radio listeners, what Ivan is doing is he is channeling in a being. We do not know who or where they are from as of yet. And he's going to let that being talk in and through him. It's kind of cool when this happens, you know, because it feels weird. If you've never channeled before, it feels weird when something takes over your body and communicates through you. This is what Ivan is doing right now.
Yes. Greetings.
Greetings.
This is Redmond from Sirius B. Blessings to you. And yes, having us connect to you in this way, yes, is very unusual, but also seeing humans going through what they do on your world is very unusual for us to witness, as many of our worlds have found peace within our societies. Of course, not all alien worlds are at peace. A lot of them are going through their own difficulties, and that's where your world gets a lot of its conflict from also. Of course, they don't have it to this extent, but not everybody's getting along. But yes, I'm from Sirius B. I'm happy to assist with your questions whenever you're ready.
All right. Fast Hemi is asking, Redmond, is Atlantis a real or place or fiction?
It's a real place that is connected mostly to your islands at this time. Of course, the presence is very strong in your Mediterranean. Obviously, you don't see it. I mean, the whole island's out there, obviously, from the Atlantic. But yes, it is very real.
All right, let's move on to another question. Shayla is wondering if you have anything like wine to drink where you are.
Yes, but not with a toxic energy. It's mostly there to help us evolve energy-wise, basically to clear out our chakras. Yes, it's not as exciting as your wine, but it is there to actually heighten our vibration. It does not make us drunk. Reptilian worlds have a lot of wine. You probably can tell. And there are Palladian worlds that have wine also. Of course, there are Syrian worlds that have wine also, and that's where some of their problems come from sometimes.
Cosmic Fleur is asking, how can we tell if we are star seeds?
Well, it depends if you're and how fascinated you are by the alien energies. That's pretty much, if you're just loving the whole idea of aliens, everyone's in starseed to a certain extent, but there are people that are very much angel beings, and there are humans that are human beings, meaning human star seeds, you can say. They've had a lot of incarnations here, and they've forgotten a lot of their alien connections. But if you have an alien obsession, that's pretty much means most likely you're a star seed.
All right. Azrazel is asking, why are women, or I'm going to change that to people, afraid of you as an extraterrestrial species?
Well, it's understanding us. It's not, well, there's a lot of fear in your reality, especially when you have a movie that's very fearful, especially the movie Alien. Is not helping the alien connection. So this is what you're going into. The more conversation you have, the easier it is to understand us. So it's just normal. Anything new is always scary, especially when it comes from another planet.
All right. Let's get to some more questions here. Eugene is wondering, why are you humanized with a human-type name?
Redmond, we're very connected to Washington, the state of Washington. So Redmond, Washington. So we're helping the human race evolve. So we are very much involved with a lot of your software companies evolving. So a lot of your IT people are alien people, obviously, and a lot of them are Zetas. Of course, they don't remember. A lot of them have been shut down due to your Earth's energy and so forth. So we help you evolve, basically. That's why.
All right. I'm just trying to find some quality questions here.
Yes.
All right, I'm just going to ask you some questions because apparently there's just a bunch of joke questions in the chat rooms that I am seeing so far, and I'm not going to ask that. And we do not talk COVID-19 on this show, so please do not ask about COVID. Let's get to where you are. You know, how long does it take you to get from where you are until you are here on Earth? How do you get here?
We get one day. One Earth day. I mean, it can be faster than that, but usually one Earth day. Normally, we're on ship. We're just monitoring your Earth. We don't really necessarily have to be next to the planet. We can actually be on the planet itself and tap into your Earth's vibrations. So a lot of our planets, at least the planet I'm on, is designed to connect to your world. Like, your world is our business. Not every detail, but basically, you know, for your world to survive. Survival of humanity. So one day is the best answer for that.
Do you have to go through wormholes to get here?
Yes, you use technologies to shift the energies, yes. But usually, you know, we take a longer route, you could say. We can get here quite quickly, but we just usually take a day, usually.
When you're on planet Earth, what do you do?
Instantly connect to the Earth's energies. How is Mother Earth doing? I connect to the water because I am Syrian, so very connected to the dolphins. So what is the water energy? What is the oceans saying? And how much love does the Earth need at this time? You'd be surprised how many alien beings that send vibrations to your Earth. And many of your humans in the spiritual awakening are doing the same. You're receiving and sending off to the human energy collective.
Okay. So when you get here, and are you coming on land and connecting with people, or are you staying in the water then?
Well, we're here in fourth dimension, so we can be on land easily, yes. Normally, we're on ship over the cities, usually. If you go from water to basically just visit your entire planet, usually. A lot of our energies are around China at this time, due to what's happening at this moment.
Mm-hmm. Do you think humanity is ready for extraterrestrial contact?
Some are, most aren't. Some are really at peace with themselves. Like, if they see us, they're not going to freak out. And actually, it's like they'll feel actually more fulfilled if they do see us. It's like, take us to your planet type of. I imagine you've run into quite a few like that. But many in humanity are just terrified. Even those that are still awakening to this, it's still a little bit jittery of. But if we are on your world, like you are aware that we exist, like we're walking around and you see our ships and all that, that can help interaction over time.
Okay. So what is the purpose of coming to this planet?
No, heal humanity to help you evolve out of all the negativity.
Has your
Help you,
your
yes,
species been in contact with any governments of the world?
of course. Yes, all of them. Not too heavily recently, but because we hear the same thing over and over from them. They try to keep us out of. Obviously, you have your shadow government where there's a lot of alien beings that don't really connect to a lot of outside alien energies, but we can tap into their energy, see what they're up to, though. They can't hide everything. So we do see the agendas that's happening here, the alien agendas. At least most of them, not all of them.
Are there species out there that want to harm this planet?
Yes, plenty. Yes. Not all reptilians. Some are Anunnaki beings. Some are Nordic beings. Some are Pleiadian beings. Because they want to rule this earth. They want to be kings, gods here. And some of them have actually got quite far with the religions. So they found a way to do it.
Is the Galactic Federation real?
Well, there's several of them. They have different names. So there are different. Yes, they're not always revealing what's happening. It's not always true of some of the things that are brought in either. So.
Okay. So of those species that want to try and take over this planet, what would they do with humankind?
Kick it off the planet altogether and make the world a reptilian race, an Anunnaki race, a Nordic race. Not even have humans here at all. Obviously, they can't always do that. So if they have to have humans here, they have to be under their control. And there's a lot of humans here under control, as you can see. So, but there's all just the diverse beings that are doing this, though, not just one species, though.
Okay. With your species that comes here,
Yes.
What are you studying? What are you investigating? Or is this just a place to come for a vacation?
No, isn't. I'm not sure of how many beings would come here for vacation. I mean, if they have a strange way of looking at things, most beings that come here want to assist humanity. So the idea is for you to evolve into a higher frequency. Basically, you want to help those that want to be helped. So it's kind of like we're like when we're being challenged, it's kind of like we're a talk show host. But we're here to help those that want to be helped, basically to find what issues they're trying to get over, trying to figure out about themselves, basically understand the soul, which most don't identify on their planet. Most humans don't want to evolve. They're not aware of it even exists. They're here to just get through life and find some kind of happiness, which is nothing wrong with that. Aliens don't usually come in that factor. No mind.
Do you have you seen any other planets within the universe or solar system that are like Earth that have inhabitants like people on it?
Oh, there's plenty. Yes. Not always to this extent. A lot of humans have 4 fingers. Some have 3. Some have 2 eyes. Some have 1. So, yes. And they don't always have all this negativity that they're going through on here, but they do have challenges, of course. You'd be surprised how many Cyclops type of humans are out there. And they're human just like you, just have 1 eye. And them seeing 2 eyes freaks them out. It's like a mutation. So it's all in perspective.
What about our animal species? Are they on other planets?
Yes, there are humanoid. Well, first of all, there's animals everywhere. Yes, dogs, cats, everywhere. Even unicorns are very popular on other human worlds. That's unusual, of course, for your world to look at that. But there are also humanoid alien worlds, yes, that are feline, canine, and so forth.
Well, I appreciate you coming on in here and answering some questions for us.
Yes.
The purpose of coming here is, are we a fairly young species comparatively to what it's out in the universe?
Yes, but it's going through a lot of adult problems. It just the species itself, the human species here, hasn't really evolved into, as you know, as an alien being, as a being that can understand the universe, not always asking those questions about the universe. If it did, the universe is speaking more to humanity. But it is a young world. Yes, it's young, but not young. So it's dealing with a lot of advanced problems, as you can see. So
When do you see this planet getting out of its military-industrial complex and focusing on its own ascension?
it's not a timeline that's completely clear. We do feel like 5 years, 10 years, a lot of the negativity will start to release, but not in full form. You're still going to have it to a certain extent. Somebody has to be a bully, somebody has to be strong, somebody has to, but we feel like it will slowly release throughout the coming years. Obviously, it's holding on as hard as it can at this point. It can actually start releasing now, but they choose not to. So, but that's up to the human race also to allow it to. We don't need this anymore. And you're slowly going into that phase, but it's probably 100 years, probably 200 years, actually. It all depends. It's no set date. There's no set timeline overall.
What kind of ship do you fly on to get here?
Usually usually it's a mothership. And we do have the saucers like what humans are used to. It's like one of those glowing saucers. It's basically the color is usually yellow.
Who flies the black triangles?
There's different types. A lot of those are reptilian beings. But some of those are Palladian also. So, but a lot of them are reptilian. So,
What is the lifetime of your species?
300 years. Which is actually 30 years on your world. Sometimes they're going to live longer. It all depends.
How do you
Same as you. We're at a vibrational level, but we still breathe like you. We have lungs, things like that. Not exactly the same. We have lighter air. But we still have, and we can hold our breath for like months, sometimes years.
What do you eat?
Usually it's vegetarian type of food. Eating meat's not normal, or not eat food at all. I mean, we can go weeks, months without any food at all, but usually it's some kind of vegetarian type of stuff.
Does your species take people?
No. Invading worlds, yes, at one time. My species is more of a healing race, but there are other Syrians that are connected to Egypt that invade planets and build pyramids and things like that.
Did you guys help build the pyramids?
Yes, to a certain extent, yes. There's been Annunnaki's actually been assisting that.
So how old are the pyramids actually?
There's no real set date. It's extremely old. They don't really have a date for it. Very old. They're in the time of Atlantis. Let's put it that way.
Do the pyramids actually have any mystical type powers?
Yes. Oh, very much. Very much. Even with it turned off the way it is, it still has power. Of course, the Egyptians know that. If you're intuitively connected, you can do a lot with the pyramids. Even if you're not, if you're there long enough, it's like a bath. You can open you up quite a bit. You might have nightmares, and then you'll have positive dreams over time. If you're close enough to it. It's like a magnet. It's basically a spiritual magnet.
Okay. So, do you team up with other species
Yes.
to come to this planet? And if so, whom?
Palladians usually, and Arcturian beings. Arcturians are ones like not necessarily like if we can't figure things out, we'll go to the Palladians or we'll go to the Arcturians, go to the feline beings. We're all pretty much in communication, but not all species are like that. But my species is.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay. So when you guys come here and you guys are here to investigate the planet that we call Earth here. What are you looking for? What are you studying?
Well, I tell you this, we do feel like plastic will eventually, the plastic products slowly will be obsolete on our planet. Not anytime soon, but you're going into that direction. But yes, a lot of it's human emotion. A lot of it's just, humans are torturing each other. Some are. So a lot of us go to places where we're most needed, like bad neighborhoods, where the real trouble is, to heal those energies. What caused it? There's a reptilian energy. What is causing this? And help others on a human level, like psychically connect to them to help solve these problems, such as your human trafficking situation. We're there to just help you come out of, the many problems that are here that most people aren't aware of. So we connect to humans on a psychic level, an intuitive level. Basically, like spirit guides, we talk to you. So, which is very important. The survival of your planet is very important.
What do you think is going to happen on June 25th here with the military releasing their information on UFOs?
Just a lot of blacked out information. They're not going to tell you the whole deal. They're going to tell you what they want you to know. They're not going to go into detail. They don't believe Nordic beings, Zeta beings. They're going to keep a lot of that hidden because there's a money of agendas a part of it. So it's not fully known, but it's not exactly the most positive from what we're seeing. It's not the end of the world or anything like that. But it's not going to give you the full story. Most not likely. But it is part of your disclosure from what we're seeing. Right.
So for you, are you somebody who is young, old? Are you an elder? Tell me about you.
More like middle age. So basically connected to Ivan's energy to assist others on their awakening. Mostly I work in the background. I'm not normally channeled all that often. Basically for specific reasons such as this and sometimes other events, to just basically give you a clearer picture of where things are going. Obviously, it's not the clearest because humans have to figure things out for themselves too. I mean, alien beings, many of them can just give you all the answers and your world is ascend, but humans have to figure things out, as you know. It's more fun that way. It's not easy, but it really does open up the soul quite a bit.
Don't blame you.
Yes.
Do not blame you. So what is your job with channeling? Like, how did you get chosen to channel? Through Ivan?
Yeah, as a new Ivan in other lifetimes. So basically, as a collective, I connect to also to give basically humans little nuggets of information that are necessary for their growth. Little things, not too much, because we are careful what we say, because we can say too much. So if people feel like, oh, that's just a general message, well, that was done intentionally. And there's it depends on the group that we are connecting to, of people that are really ready to go to the next level. But a lot of the channeling energies are going to be general to a certain extent, basically sending you energy, basically, to help you, crack open your reality, help you understand more of yourself. So we understand a lot of psychology of humans, let's put it that way.
That's amazing. Okay. We're going to wrap up this channeling session right now because we do have to get ready to go for a break here in about 35 seconds. So we thank you for coming on in. If you could bring Ivan back, that would be absolutely wonderful. Wonderful. And we appreciate that. How much of it, as we got about 20 seconds, how much does it wear you out to do that?
If it's for... Yeah, I can wear you out. Well, it energizes me, but yeah, it can tire me out really quickly. So yeah, it can knock me out pretty good. I mean, I can sleep well after this. Let's put it that way. So yeah, usually I rest after something like this. So or before. I rested before this too. So resting before your channel is very important. So I'll make sure that you're so you can go further into the question.
Well, we got you for another 30 minutes here on Spaced Out Radio. Ivan Teller, we'll see
what he brings up with channeling next on Spaced Out Radio. Hour 3 coming up. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, my friend, we are clear. I'm just going to step away for a minute. I'll be right back, okay?
Sure.
All right.
All right, my friend, we've got about 1 minute left.
Okay. And I'm on for 30 more minutes, or
Yeah, we'll take you to the bottom of the hour and then stick through the break, and then I'll say a proper good night to you.
okay, sounds good.
Jennifer, in regards to COVID, we have never discussed COVID on this show because this is an escape from what is happening through the reality of what is going on. This allows people to walk away from the mainstream. So we do not talk COVID on this show. We will never talk COVID on this show. It has been brought up in certain instances, but it's not a topic that we bring up for conversation. So I apologize. I understand with where you're coming from, but please see my point too.
Yeah, it's not YouTube friendly either. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's okay. We're going to the UFO topics these days. It seems like we're going to that new timeline. What it looks like. So.
All right, we're coming back in about 20 seconds. Big thank you to Greg, Jennifer, and Ed for the super chats. Vinny, thank you for the super chat as well. You're always so good to us, man. Thank you so much, and always appreciate you, Vin. And here we go, everyone.
Would you like to connect with us? Head to spacedoutradio.com for all your latest show info. Now, back to Dave Scott and SOR.
Here we go at the third and final hour of Spaced Out Radio tonight. My name is Dave Scott. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. We really do appreciate earning your listening ears, as we want to remind you that if you miss portions of this show or others, you can check out our free archives by going to youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Just do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you, including rocking out to Bumblefoot and reading up on Captain Shirk's SOR Newswire. Follow us on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio and on Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show. We also want to say hello to all of our terrestrial affiliates around North America and digitally on TalkStream Live and Revolution Radio. Remember, we should get to the password as well. The Desert Clam has set the password for tonight in the SOR Space Travelers Club. Lampodedromy. Lampodedromy is your password. Use it wisely, Space Travelers, as the Clam sets a password each and every night right here on Spaced Out Radio. Ivan Teller is with us until the bottom of the hour. We're channeling extraterrestrials, spirits, seeing what's going on in this world, what is happening, what are we going to do about this beautiful planet we call Earth. And Ivan, we say thank you for taking the time to join us and our audience tonight.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It has been a lot of fun, man. It really has been a lot of fun. Now, for you, because we're getting a lot of questions here regarding, how you do this, why are you doing this? Because to a lot of people who are not used to it, okay, this does seem contrived. It does seem illegitimate, even fake at times. But for you and for others who have channeled, it's very real. So how do you tell the difference from people saying that you're making it up in your mind as you go, that, this isn't real?
Well, a lot of people are not spiritually open either. They don't even know what that means. They hear that and they don't know what connecting to spirit guides or spirit beings. How many of them have actually tapped into a ghost energy? So of course they're going to say it fake. That's usually those that are part of the third dimensional thinking. They don't thinking outside of that realm. How many of them have actually meditated and connected to their spirit guides when they say that type of thing? Most, probably majority don't. They laugh at that. So of course they're going to say it's fake. So of course, alien beings are here to help one. If one wants to be helped, it can go deep, whether it's individual or a collective. But if people don't want to heal, they can shut down the energy and you get nothing. So so people that don't believe in it, this is their world. Obviously, they're the majority, and those that are opening up more spiritually want to end all these problems and evolve on a spiritual level, become non-physical. And imagine people that don't believe in this are not thinking about non-physical anything. So, we're basically, what I'm doing is here to go non-physical. Not that I'm going to go non-physical, but I tap into non-physical beings. So, it's not for everybody. That's for sure. I can go on and on with that.
No, I very much understand with what you were saying and what you're going on with and everything, because as someone who has channeled also before, I can recognize.
Exactly.
And, being public about it is very difficult, because you do open yourself up to an entire realm of criticism.
Oh yeah, that's what I don't do too much on the chat rooms and all that. I just channel. Because when you get a negative hit, like somebody tells you off in a chat or in a comment, it really hits you. So I don't really interact with that too much. Now, if I was doing like movie reviews or anything other than this, it'd be a whole different world, But this is kind of controversial, so I get enough hits as it is on a spiritual level. So I'm trying to, choose my battles, I guess you can call it. But yeah, those are psychically already open to their abilities or to intuitive energy. That's where a lot of this is speaking to. A lot of people are not quite there yet, of course, which is fine.
All right, where do we want to go now?
I can bring in another being if you like.
Let's talk to a reptilian.
That's awesome. Sure.
Let's do it.
Sure. I got one in mind, so one that's pretty popular. He must have been tapping on you to say, "Hey, bring me in." Okay, all right, blessings. Here we go. Greetings to you. This is Novak, reptilian being, draconian. Greetings. Yes, I'm trying to look attractive to all of you humans. Reptilians can be better looking than humans. We are, at least I am. So, that's my inside joke. Greetings to your society. We're happy to, now some reptilians do feel like they're better than humans, but a lot of reptilians are kind of full of themselves too. I try not to be one of those, but I'm trying to be the people's reptilian. But yeah, if you have any questions or anything, please, I'm all yours.
Usually the reptilians get a bad reputation about being very evil, very unkind towards humans. Is this true?
Yeah, I've heard that about humans too. But yeah, there have been reptilian beings that have caused a lot of trouble here. Oh, definitely. Well, they took advantage of the situation. Humans became disconnected with their spiritual self, so reptilian beings came and manipulated humans. And a lot of reptilians, yes, kind of lost themselves with that too. Some got really dark from this world, and some regret it. It's a learning lesson for a lot of reptilian beings that are manipulating your planet. Some of them feel like they went too far. Like they can psychically connect to a human and turn a human to a psychopath. Some can, if they work hard enough. If they have enough, if the human has a lot of darkness in them. So, yeah.
All right. Are the reptilians the ones who are responsible for cattle mutilations or human mutilations?
That's more of the grays. Reptilians are mostly about abductions or human trafficking energy. They're more involved with that. There's the darker ones.
Are you using rubber skin like the television show V? to look more like humans.
No, they use technology to do. Well, some are natural shapeshifters, so they can actually shift into a human. You would never know. Not as long as they keep their concentration going. But usually use technologies where, you can connect their skin. And they feel. A lot of them work in the government. They don't normally interact with humans. Usually, they try not to. I mean, military. When you're in a military environment, anybody can easily get away with that. So. It's complicated there.
You mentioned that there are reptilians in the government. Are they from your species of reptilian, or are they other more evil ones?
There's a lot of dark ones. There's a lot of them are mostly Draconian. Draconians are like the warrior race. Some, they just kind of pretty much lost their minds on this planet. But there are several others, yes. Orion reptilians can be pretty deadly on this planet also. So.
Is there a battle going on between the reptilians and the Anunnaki right now?
Yes and no. Maybe not what people might think, but some reptilians are trying to take over the Anunnaki because of the DNA. They want the DNA for themselves. They want their power, and even if they had that technology ability, they wouldn't always know how to utilize it the same way. So, yeah, we're all kind of picking on each other a lot.
What brings you to Earth?
Because this is a rad place. That's why. This is where it's happening. I can go out into the sun and nobody can see me. Of course, they don't see me as a reptilian, but if they could, they would just, the women would just love me. But basically help humanity evolve in some form or another. Or basically making sure that humans don't destroy themselves.
Are you guys part of the human hybridization program?
Yes, of course, yes. There are several. Your government's been very much involved with that, too. They made a lot of strange things, that's for sure. The fish people, and so forth.
Why come here?
Why, for me to come here? Humans need help. We're called, some of you incarnated in here and want our help, so we show up. Helping him. We're all going crazy here on your planet. Always humans are. So, when there's a world, there's going to be aliens. It's just the way it is. There's aliens on Pluto right now.
Where are you from?
Draco. I'm more of the nicer ones, though. I'm not enslaving anybody, as far as I know. I'm more of a neutral reptilian.
What do you look like?
Oh, just like a green reptilian like anybody else. I'm actually white-ish, green, white. Kind of like a light green, actually. So, but I look like your typical Draconian, as you've probably seen.
Do you have a tail?
Yeah, well, yeah, sometimes. Sometimes I take it off. I don't know. I don't let it bother me. Someone get pissed off about it.
For you and your species, what makes you come here? Where did you get the technology to come here?
Given to us by the bird people, by carrion races, by other alien races. We do develop our own, but some reptilians have advanced themselves in a degree because they connect to higher dimensions and literally create technologies through energy. I know it sounds a little bit strange, but and they help other reptilians that are not ready for the higher dimensions. We just need fourth dimension. We don't understand the higher dimension. When you connect to a certain level of dimension, like a fourth dimension, you get help from other beings usually. There's always a race that's more evolved than you. And when you're at a certain level, you tap into them like you're tapping us now, and you get a download, you understand things, you just make that connection just like we're doing at this moment. It's just, when you're a reptilian, we got nothing to do all day. You're really a reptilian race. We're all hanging out with each other. We can't figure each other out. We're just evolved spiritual. It's like we want to know what we're capable of. So we're just like naturally spiritual beings. Humans, on the other hand, your world is just naturally to turn that off. As you can see.
What do you like about Earth?
The water, the sand, the ground, the people. I can mess with them here and there. The sense of humor here is quite humorous at times. People walk around in their bathing suits, things like nobody can tell what's going on there. People are afraid of just letting it all out. Some aren't. Most are. Just a humorous world overall. Very conservative. Maybe too conservative for its own good.
What do you like about this planet?
I think I just answered that, but yeah, many things.
But like besides the people.
Well, we like helping humanity evolve into basically those that want to be helped come out of their abyss of mind control. There's a lot of mind control here, if you have not noticed. So we're just here to help those that want to evolve. So we sign up for it. We sign out on the dotted line. Yeah, I want you to help people. And, we learn also. We upgrade ourselves by helping humanity. We better ourselves too. Of course, humans are learning a lot more than we are, but we learn a lot from you. Of course, we learn a lot what not to do. We learn a lot of that. So, when we teach other worlds that are about to get more enslaved, we show them your planet, those that are more evolved. This one likes to go backwards a lot, as you can see.
What type of craft do you use to get here?
It's was it the pyramid type or the triangle type? Yeah, of course there are pyramid ships. Definitely. Yeah, the triangle.
Are you guys the ones messing with the U.S. Navy? Not
me, but yeah, there's a lot of that. Well, the U.S. Navy is a reptilian race. So messing with it. Only reason they're messing with it because the Navy's not always doing what they want them to do. Your military is pretty much a reptilian military, if you have not noticed. Especially if you've been to Cambodia. There's so many reptilians. Our presence is here. You just have to open your eyes a little bit more.
Where are you?
Where I am right here at this moment. I am in Florida right now. Above where I was channeling, actually, to be honest with you. I was aware of this is coming in, so I'm going to always show up when I'm needed.
So where are you physically now?
Like I said, right in this area. Not physically, I'm more in the fourth dimension. We don't show up physically usually. Something about people don't like reptilians at this point. I've heard that somewhere.
For you being on this planet, how many of your species is here right now?
Thousands. Yeah, they're watching this world like a hawk. So there are positive ones that are here to help it evolve, and the darker ones are here to devolve. The darker ones want people to be on drugs, Xanax, anything that can get them on to control them. Because they can siphon their energy. So they get somebody to go into a negative direction. The being that did that can gain some of their power, their abilities. Like people talk about politicians being puppets and all of that. Well, people can be like puppets too. It all depends on the person if they give up on themselves. It happens a lot. That's why they get controlled and possessed, things like that. It's not pretty.
Do you take humans?
No, I don't. Other reptilians do. No, I'm not involved with that.
Have you been part of human experimentation?
No. That's not my thing.
So what is your job here personally?
Helping information. Gathering intel. Kind of like an alien CIA without all the propaganda and manipulation. Give it to other alien groups of what's going on with the world. Kind of like a sleeper agent, meaning I can be human very easily and be unseen. Especially when the government's doing things they should not be doing. Things like that. So yeah, we know a lot about the shadow government. Well, technically, aliens are the shadow government. So we do see future agendas. Obviously, we're not going to go into it here, but we're aware of it.
I see. So where is this shadow government located?
Everywhere. Usually around military bases. Obviously underground, but not entirely underground. A lot of them are above ground too. They're hidden in plain sight. Usually they're ones wearing well-dressed clothes and things like that, but they don't get any attention to themselves. They just do their thing. Let the humans do they just live among humans and nobody pays attention to them. So the military is underground though.
What do you like about about this planet? Like about dealing and being around humans?
Oh, they're just quirky. Freaking hilarious. I mean, these religions are freaking... I mean, they're not exactly the best things that are going on, but people limit themselves so easily. I mean, that's not funny, but it's kind of funny sometimes. It's not funny usually. It's not funny at all, especially what's happening in the Middle East. That's not good. But we do see a lot of women's rights becoming better slowly in the Middle East. Obviously, that's a reptilian manipulation there. That's power grab, basically. They don't want women to liberate themselves because the men don't want to lose the power. So a freer world is better for all of us in the long run.
As we only got a couple minutes left here with you, and time has gone very, very fast here. For you, what is your message to humanity?
Well, first off, I should have my own talk show. And for humans, for humanity, just to not beat themselves up so much. So many humans are insecure about themselves, not knowing their own power. They have no idea they have their own power. They know they have power to a certain extent, but aware of their psychic. But not everybody's here to open up their psychic abilities. So love. Well, not to be so judgmental on each other. If somebody wants to be psychically aware, let them be psychically aware. If somebody doesn't want to be, let them be. That's fine too. It's basically accepting each other for your differences. If you're connected to psychics, channeling, and all that, people will have a problem with that. Yeah, because they're not here for that shit. They're not here for that.
So what is humanity here for?
For different reasons, to get out of their own problems, to advance themselves. Some are, everyone's different, but a lot of them are here to solve karma with other beings. Literally trying to heal karma among family members, actually. You'd be surprised how many have been through World War II and are healing a lot of that. A lot of them work at fast food companies, things like that. It's healing karma is not that easy.
All right. Do you mind if I say thank you and good night to you and bring Ivan back?
Yes, no problem. All right, blessings.
Blessings.
Take care. Thanks.
Ivan, I want to say thank you for showing us channeling tonight on Spaced Out Radio. We only got about 50 seconds left. Where can people find your information?
Just ivanteller.com, or you look on YouTube, just type Ivan Teller. I do a daily video, so you should be able to find me somewhere. So, I'm pretty easy to find. So, on Facebook, also, same thing, Ivan Teller. So, I'm there anywhere you want. I'm on Instagram. The cats are on Instagram. They took over my account. So, that's fun.
I don't blame you. I want to say thanks for coming on the show, man. You
Thank
made
you
it
for
a
having
lot.
me.
You made it a lot of fun, and I will say I appreciate you, appreciate your time, and all the best to you. I'm going to get you to hold on right there because we are going to go to break here at the bottom of the hour. IvanTeller.com is his website if you want to check it on out. Coming up next on Spaced Out Radio. We have the SOR Newswire. Captain Shirk has us all prepared, and we have the Thought of the Day. Stay tuned. Spaced Out Radio continues right after this. Good show, my friend.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you.
Enjoyed it. Enjoyed it very much.
Appreciate you. Thank you for taking the time. I got to go get ready for the news here, but I just wanted to say a proper good night to you, and thank you for delivering some very interesting programming tonight, man.
Yeah, just, it's not for everybody, but, open up minds.
Yes.
Maybe open up some other people to their own channeling ability, so it's all good.
All right, buddy. You take
care.
care.
Right, take care.
We'll see you soon.
All right, much love.
Bye-bye. Ivan Teller, everybody. That was fun. That was fun. Lots of fun. We rounded third. We're heading for home tonight on Spaced Out Radio. My name is Dave Scott. Thank you so much for doing the time with us. We really do appreciate you hanging on out. Wasn't that interesting? Channeling aliens right before this? Well, it's kind of awesome, isn't it? That's why we bring the woo. We bring the woo each and every night here. Sometimes we hit peak woo. Sometimes we hit mega peak woo, which is what we did tonight. Gotta love it. Absolutely love it. I want to remind you that if you missed most of this show or others, you can check out our free archives by going to youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you, including rocking out to Bumblefoot and reading up on Captain Shirk's SOR Newswire. Follow us on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio and on Instagram, Spaced Out Radio Show. Speaking of the news, the news is always changing, which is why we bring you the SOR Newswire at the back end of every show. Bring it to the weird, the strange, the wacky, and sometimes, well, the grotesque. Yep. Is one way to show reverence to your religious leader. Veneration of dead saints is a feature of a vast majority of religions, but usually the saints' earthly remains aren't stored in a sleeping bag with Christmas lights wrapped around them. But that's how police discovered the body of Amy Carlson, who was 45 years old, leader of a Colorado-based cult called Love Has Won. Her followers knew her as their mother god. The cops arrived at the home in Moffett, Colorado, after a report by one of the cult's members. The follower, who has not been charged with any crimes, said that he had recently taken in a group of people who needed a place to stay. However, when he returned to his home on April 28th from a trip to Denver, he found a corpse in his house. That was when the man decided it was time for the law enforcement to step in. Yeah, that's probably a good choice. In the house, police indeed found Carlson's lifeless body. When questioned, the cult's followers claimed that the body belonged to a woman called Leah for unknown reasons. According to the police, Carlson had already been dead for a good long while when they discovered her corpse. In fact, so long she had mummified. Yes, coroner Tom Perrin said that Carlson had died at least a month ago. According to police affidavits, the Love Has Won members had wrapped Carlson's body in a sleeping bag. She had been placed on a makeshift shrine decorated with Christmas lights. The mummified remains appeared to be set up in some kind of shrine, and what appears to have been glitter-type makeup put on around her eyes. Carlson's actual cause of death is currently under investigation. However, it's known that she suffered from cancer. When she was still alive, Carlson's last known location had been California. The police believe her followers transported her corpse to Colorado after they secured their lodging. They came to that conclusion after investigating a Nissan Rogue parked at the property. The cops said its back seat had been set to a position consistent with someone transporting the mummified remains. 7 people who were at the house when police found the body were arrested. The sheriff's office said that they are being held under suspicion of desecrating a corpse and child abuse. Child abuse? Yes. That's because police also picked up 2 children at the property, a 13-year-old girl and a 2-year-old boy. The boy, son of the man who reported the corpse, has been returned to his house, while the girl has been placed in the care of social services. Love Has Won themselves reported on their now-defunct Facebook page that on April 2nd, that their mother god had left them in the mortal realm, not moral, because what they did was kind of immoral, but the mortal realm. However, they don't believe she has died. She did not pass away. She ascended. Her essence left the body of Amy Carlson at 12:22. She is indeed happy now, a woman called Bobby said on the Facebook video.
According to the group's Faith Carlson ascended to the fifth dimension. She had supposedly predicted for years that this would happen. Nice. As a 10-year-old in the 1950s, Thomas Newman did what other boys his age did. He collected baseball cards. Over the couple of years, Newman assembled a treasured collection that was not equally prized by his mother, who thought of the cards as garbage and tossed them out. The loss inspired a decades-long passion to recoup what he had lost, and then some. My dad began collecting in the early 1980s, started with baseball cards from 1957 and 59. When he was 10 to 12 years old, his son Stuart said, those were replacements for the treasured cards of his youth that he kept in shoeboxes as a youngster and that his mom later threw out. Eventually, Newman, who died from COVID in January, traveled the country, piecing together an extensive stockpile of baseball and other sports memorabilia that auctioneers estimate is now worth about $20 million. And next month, they'll be up for auction via Memory Lane Auctions, June 21st through July 10th. The sale will include a mint condition 1933 Babe Ruth rookie or baseball card that could become the most expensive of all time. Memory Lane Auctions president J.P. Cohen described the Sultan of Swat card, one of 4 in the world, as the finest known of its kind. The iconic Gaudi trading card, which bears the number 53, depicts Ruth wearing the New York Yankees pinstripes, swinging a bat against a yellow background. It originally came with a stick of gum. 88 years later, it has received a grade 9 rating from the PSA service, meaning it is in mint condition and close to perfect. The record for priciest sports card ever was set by Topps, a 1952 Mickey Mantle card. It sold for $5.2 million to actor and entrepreneur Robert Goff. Newman's card is expected to fetch even more than that, as prices for rare historic items have exploded in the collectibles market. The auction will also include Ruth's 1916 Sporting News rookie card, as well as a near-perfect 1952 Mickey Mantle rookie card that is expected to sell for more than $1 million. Those cards become highly sought after for their rarity after thousands were dumped into the Hudson River in 1960 after overproduction. Memory Lane said other Newman's rare collectibles include some of the finest known examples of other Hall of Fame players, including Ty Cobb, Lou Gehrig, Honus Wagner, Ted Williams, and Cy Young, as well as the World Series program books dating back to 1903. In all, the firm will be offering more than 1,000 vintage and modern baseball, football, and hockey trading cards and other sports memorabilia from Newman's estate. 18-year-old Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg has been viciously attacked on the Chinese internet for criticizing China's carbon emissions. In a scathing article published last week in the China Daily, this is an outlet owned by the ruling Communist Party, by the way, Thunberg was mocked for her weight and labeled an environmental princess after she urged China to do more to address climate change. Although she claims to be vegetarian, judging from the results of her growth, her carbon emissions are actually not low, said the writer Tang Ji, who originally posted the article on social media and the message app WeChat. Chinese social media users have joined the attack on Thunberg, complaining about her double standards in faulting China for carbon emissions and for not speaking up about the problems elsewhere. Really? Seen what she did in Canada here. Echoing the China Daily article, top comments on social media about Thunberg have criticized her for not talking more about Japan's plan to release treated wastewater from the failed Fukushima nuclear power plants into the sea. The Chinese responses to Thunberg's criticism underscore how politics and nationalism can infiltrate the public conversation about how to mitigate the climate crisis. Thunberg's call for action wasn't extreme. In an earlier tweet this month, which became the subject of the China Daily article criticisms, Thunberg responding to a report that said China's annual emissions were greater than those of all developed nations combined in 2019, acknowledging, oh, what is this? I got a big ant on my desk here. Seriously, what the hell are you doing? That scared the daylights out of me. Thing's like half an inch long.
Now it's just crawling on my floor. Oh well. Anyways, back to Thunberg and getting weight shamed. According to China's, acknowledging that China is developing a country and a global manufacturing hub, she said that the climate crisis can't be solved unless the country drastically changes its course. How dare you? How dare you, China said. In a subsequent tweet, she posted a video showing that the United States had greater cumulative emissions since 1750 than any other country and called on developed countries to lead the effort to reduce emissions. The negative reactions, how dare you, to Thunberg could come in part from China's aversion to her brand of activism, which has inspired young climate campaigners in the country. How dare you, Greta? How dare you? I'd hate to be this guy right now, because I can tell you right now, what's going to happen here is it's going to be a major lawsuit. Major lawsuit. I can tell you that. Major lawsuit. Why? Well, let's fill you in. An Austrian hospital amputated the wrong leg of a patient, it said on Thursday, blaming human error for what it called a tragic mistake. The elderly patient is suffering from many illnesses, the Friedstadt Clinic in a town of the same name near the Czech border said in a statement. Previous sickness have affected his legs to the point that his left leg required amputation. We are deeply shocked that on Tuesday, May 18th, despite quality assurance standards, the wrong leg of an 82-year-old man was amputated, the clinic said, adding that the mistake was first noticed during a bandage change on Thursday morning. The error appears to have been made shortly before the operation when the leg that was supposed to be amputated was marked. Apparently, doctors in the Czech Republic cannot tell left from right. Unfortunately, the mistake in which the right leg was removed instead of the left occurred as a result of a sequence of unfortunate circumstances. Yes, it's called stupidity, it said, adding that it was investigating what happened and would review its standards. How do you investigate this? There is only one way to investigate this. Left versus right. Now, I don't know about you, because I've never been to medical school. I never have. I have a cousin who's a doctor. He's pretty smart. But I'm pretty sure in class, somewhere between, kindergarten and that 10 years of university, so that spans what, 20 years? 25 years of education? That somewhere along those lines, somebody was taught left versus right. I'm almost positive that happened. But no, we're going to take a review here because someone screwed up royally, and this 82-year-old man is about to get some serious money because he's in a wheelchair for life. He still has to have the other leg done. Yeah, the patient has been offered psychological assistance. Don't get him psychological assistance. How about getting him a lawyer? And they still must undergo the operation to remove his left leg from mid-thigh. Operation is apparently planned shortly. I would go to a different hospital if I was this guy, because apparently they can't tell a left from right, and he's got one leg left, but there could be someone in there who mistakes an arm for a leg. It is possible. It is totally possible at this place. Could you imagine if you went in for a vasectomy? Whoo-wee. Not this guy. Not this guy. Idaho could be getting a lot bigger if some voters in Oregon get their way. Thousands of people in eastern Oregon voted on Tuesday for their elected officials to consider ditching their state and becoming part of Idaho. Yeah, apparently they like potatoes. Voters in Sherman Lake, Grant, Baker, and Malheur counties all voted for ballot measures that would lead them or to them becoming Idahoans. People in Union and Jefferson counties had already voted in favor during the November election. Weird. The ballot initiatives called on county officials to meet and discuss and consider a border move to Idaho. Baker's County election results weren't available yet
on the Oregon Secretary of State's page, but the Baker City Herald reported that the majority, 3,064 to 2,307, voted in favor of county commissioners meeting 3 times per year to discuss a proposal to include 18 counties, including Baker, as part of Idaho. The vote is only the first step of the Greater Idaho Project, which would allow some Oregon counties to join a state that advocates say is more closely aligns with their political preferences. Proponents say the swaths of conservative pro-Trump anti-vaxxers voters in rural parts of Oregon have more in common with Idaho, which they want to claim as their own state. Oregon, which currently has 2 Democratic senators in the Senate, has voted blue in presidential elections since 1988, while Idaho, with 2 Republican U.S. senators, has voted red in presidential contests since 1968. Oh, it's getting ugly there. It's getting ugly. Wonder what's going to happen. This upcoming flight on another planet was never part of the plan, but it's going to happen. Once the Ingenuity helicopter completed its 5 flights to prove it could do so on Mars, its mission was supposed to be over. Nobody told Ingenuity, though, which itself was an add-on to the Perseverance rover mission to explore the possibility of ancient life on Mars. This little rotorcraft that is still taking flight and is going to go up for a 6th time next week to explore a new destination on its aerial tour of Mars. During the upcoming flight, the 4-pound Ingenuity will act as an airborne scout, identifying intriguing features on Mars and touching down at a different airfield from its current home. Ingenuity's cameras will also collect stereo imagery of sand ripples and rocks. These images, in which the photos are taken on the same object from different angles, produce a depth perspective and 3D effect. This will showcase the chopper's scouting capabilities. The helicopter's team at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in California has not yet announced a date of the flight, in which Ingenuity will fly at 9 miles per hour, 4 meters per second, and spend 140 seconds in the air. Yeah, they're taking a real chance on this one. After graduating from the technology demonstration phase, Ingenuity is now officially in its operation demonstration phase. During this part of the helicopter's Martian mission, it will demonstrate capabilities that could be used by future aerial craft on other planets. And finally tonight, let's get to it. Usually we have a very bad Florida man or Florida woman story, but we're going to be very proud of Florida girl. This 11-year-old young lady earned a Guinness World Record for mental health. No, not for mental health. I don't know why I said that. For mental math, which she solved a 12-digit multiplication problem without a calculator, pen, or paper. Sana Hiremath, yeah, that is her last name, Hiremath, who was diagnosed with autism at age 2, started showing an unusual aptitude for math when her parents started to homeschool her. We introduced the concept of multiplication for her for the very first time, and she was able to answer instantly. The girl's father, Uday, said that she actually failed math before switching to homeschooling. They tested her on math, Uday said. They gave her a pencil and paper and told her to write 1 to 20, and she could not because she can't hold the pencil because of her fine grip. She has poor motor issues. Sana's pediatrician was impressed with the girl's math skills and led the parents to research whether their daughter's gift could be a Guinness World Record. The 11-year-old was given a 12-digit number to multiply, which she completed in under 10 minutes. She was not allowed to be in the room where the numbers were selected, and she was brought in blindfolded before the time began. She was awarded the Guinness World Record for largest mental arithmetic multiplication. I don't think that she has any limitations. Good for this young, brilliant young lady. Thought of the Dave happens every night at this time, where we ask a question on our Facebook and Twitter pages, then read your responses on the air because we love the audience participation around here. Today's Thought of the Dave is as follows. What we got here?
Let's go here. Tell me about your channeling experience. Krista, I find that messages from the unseen world channel through when I'm doing live videos or just having conversation with others. I recognize it when I surprise the crap out of myself with what I have said. Scarlett, I channel over to Sportsnet, then I channel over to CBC, then over to Sportsnet 1, then back to Sportsnet. It's NHL playoffs, baby. I love you, Scarlett. Thank you. Dave, hard to find the answer in this format. Everett, geez, Dave, there are so many channels and they all suck. I mean, how many reruns of Law & Order or Grey's Anatomy do we have to watch before we're just blowing the thing up like it's a prop in a Kiss video? Which, by the way, I would watch. Jeffrey, I created some channels with a dodo for some shelf pilasters, fast and accurate. All right, Andrew, be careful what you wish for. At times, for me, it's like a broken light switch or socket that just wants to work when it wants to work. I've seen and heard things no other should have to deal with. Mark, you were there and can probably tell the story better than I can. I don't remember much. That's because you were channeling that prospector dude. Penman, I've never channeled anyone or anything. My remote control must be broken. Leon, I was channeling water today along my driveway. This was last year's channeling, as he showed pictures. And Cable Guy Matt gets the final message tonight. Usually channel back and forth between History and Discovery Channel. Thank you to everybody participating in the Thought of the Dave. Thank you to Captain Shirk for the SOR Newswire and to Ivan Teller for channeling aliens on the big show tonight. We got Mr. Ron Bumblefoot Thal rocking in the background with Little Brother is Watching. Bumblefoot is the official music of Spaced Out Radio, rocking us in and out of every single show. Get your horns up for the guitar god himself. Special thanks to everybody listening in at home, at work, in your cars, wherever you may be. Thank you to everyone in our chat rooms tonight on Twitch, Spreaker, YouTube, LGAB, Revolution Radio, Facebook, Derek and the Snark Cats on Twitter at hashtag Spaced Out Radio. Remember, this show is copyright by Spaced Out Radio and SOR Media Ventures Limited. Thank you so much for choosing to share your evening with us, because together, my friends, we own the night. Mr. Bumblefoot, we need a favor. We need you to take us home. Yes, the Woo Train has docked for the night. But soon, my friends, we shall ride again. Your seats are always available. Your tickets never expire. And if you want to bring a friend, we've got room for them too. Good night.